So in March 2023, I was working as a grade 3-4 teacher in a Saskatchewan school, and this was my very first year as an elementary school teacher. I was going outside for recess supervision when I heard a situation out in the hallway. I walked into the hallway and I was attacked by a grade 7 student who was in an escalated state. I was repeatedly hit and kicked in the upper body and the head by the student, and I was told it took several staff members to get the student off of me and be able to restrain them. From there, we had police and emergency services at the school. I was taken to the hospital by ambulance during the school day, and I ended up being treated for a severe concussion and a broken nose and had other bruises on my body. After this, I stayed in a state of shock for about a month. I wasn't really able to process what had happened or how severe it was. And then once the bruising on my face and body had faded, I returned to work full time. This was only 27 days after the initial incident. My return to work with my students in the exact same school ended up being unsuccessful, and I ended up transferring schools to finish off the school year in a co-teaching situation. I ended up working with my doctor and my physiotherapist for 3 months following to help with continued issues with my concussion. And still today, I have to work with my different therapists to help me navigate the anxieties that I have in the classroom. And it took me quite a while to become comfortable teaching in a classroom by myself again. I do not blame the student for what happened. I blame the system and the continued lack of government support that continues to let the Saskatchewan students fall through the cracks. As of right now in Saskatchewan, there's not a system in place for teachers to even report when they're involved in a violent incident within a school. I've now moved and I teach in a completely different province. And before my first day of teaching, I was made aware of their incident reporting system. The teachers in Saskatchewan are just not prepared, supported, or even given the proper resources to be able to support the students when they really need it.
Violence and harassment is being experienced by more and more teachers across our province in Saskatchewan. An FTF survey of Saskatchewan teachers around classroom violence found that 35.4% of respondents experienced violence in their working environment in the last 5 years. 4 out of 5 of them noted that they had experienced 2 to 3 instances in the last 5 years. We could put into the collective agreement, and as other provinces have, an agreement to share data between the Federation, school divisions, and the ministry to ensure that everyone has the same information through a confidential reporting mechanism. There could also be a way that funds are directed to school divisions to ensure that more supports are available in schools to address issues around class complexity, which for the most part is the cause of a lot of the violence that occurs within schools. So if we can address that, it will likely minimize the events that are occurring.